Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to BNC Now. I'm Laverne McGee.
And I am Anthony Amy, and welcome to another week in the wide, wide world of this globe.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Today's closing numbers, stocks climbed worldwide today, adding to their stellar gains of recent months as CEOs prepare to tell their investors how much less money they made in the spring as the coronavirus pandemic pounded the economy. The S&P 500 was 1.5% higher in afternoon trading, following up on similar gains across Europe and Asia. It's close to its highest level since the market began selling off in late February due to virus worries. Treasury yields also climbed, though some hesitance still hung over markets as the price of gold ticked higher.
Well, if you haven't filed your federal taxes yet, you have 2 days to do it. This year's federal income tax deadline is this Wednesday, July 15th. It was postponed due to the pandemic. If you are filing, your best option could be to do so online, as there is a huge backlog of paper tax returns because so many IRS employees have been working from home. That means taxpayers who already filed a paper return may be waiting a while for any refunds. Also know that taxpayers can request an extension to October 15th, but you will still need to submit an extension form by July 15th to do so. Now, the IRS is said to be expecting some 150 million returns. Its advice is if you owe and cannot pay it right now, still make sure you file, because according to one tax preparer, the penalty for failure to pay is less expensive than the penalty for failing to file. Certainly worthy advice. I think I mentioned this on the show before, that I was one of those unfortunate ones that had to pay. So I made sure to get that out of the way quickly. So fortunately, I don't have anything to worry about. But yes, for those of you who have not, you have a couple of days to do it, to either file or file for that extension. So make sure you get that done quickly.
Absolutely. One of the things they're also recommending is if you have an idea of how much you think you'll owe, you should go ahead and pay that now. It's always better, they say, to submit a payment, an estimate of what you think you'll be owing, even if you do get the extension until October. So not everybody can do that, but it's always recommended to help the process go along quicker.
Yeah, and again, if you end up needing some extra time, you can certainly file for that extension, again, October 15th. And there are payment plans in effect that will allow you to pay little by little if need be. So the IRS has it set up to take your money, but the IRS also has it set up where you can pay little by little until you are able to pay off all that you owe.
Yeah, I cannot remember when there's ever been a time when the entire country had an extension until July. Yeah. Of course, taxes were due in April, and of course they knew that that was going to be next to impossible to handle. They've extended it to July. It'll be interesting to see if they extend it again in October, just because there's a backlog. Probably not. So it's always best to get it in early and just get it out of the way if you can.
It'll be interesting to see, you mentioned October, with the November elections coming. It'll be interesting to see if that plays any role in it. I would think not, but in this crazy year, you just never know.
Yeah, these days everything seems to tie into politics, doesn't it?
Yes.
All right, well, Coca-Cola is introducing a new technology that could bring back soda dispensers. The beverage company will launch the contactless Coca-Cola Freestyle dispenser, which allows customers to choose and pour drinks from their phones without ever having to create an account or download an app. Consumers can hold their camera up to the display, which will auto-scan a code, and it connects to the cloud, which will bring the Coca-Cola Freestyle user interface to their phone. Customers can then select from the full menu of brands and flavors, and the machine will then, of course, pour their drink. Coca-Cola Freestyle app users can opt to scan the QR code in the app for a similar experience with the option to pour pre-saved mixes. Again, technology trying to make things safer and easier for us. This I love, because I do get tired of downloading apps all the time and setting up new accounts and creating. I have so many accounts for so many different things, I can barely keep track of it. So I like the idea that somebody finally thought, hey, the person wanting to, consume this or use this product or order this shouldn't be forced to download another app.
Do you trust it?
Well, it's like everything else. You've got to be extremely cautious, extremely safe when you're using these things. And it just all depends on what type of security measures that they put in place. They haven't said a whole lot. I'm sure when they do officially roll it out fully, they will give people an idea of what the factors are that they need to be aware of. But the idea itself sounds good. Sounds good on paper.
Yeah. Is it possible to be a cynic but an optimist also? Because I'm not a pessimist, but I am very cynical when I see things, and I have a hard time trusting people too. But I have a hard time trusting devices
trust
such
issues,
as this.
Anthony. Just get it out.
Well,
you have trust issues. It's okay.
Well, one thing
we'll
about
work through it.
Yeah, one thing about this show, it's therapeutic too. You all have no idea. Sometimes I cry on Laverne's shoulder from a distance, of course, as we hash
Socially
out my
distanced,
issues
absolutely.
on the show. Yeah, no.
No,
I just
you've got
wonder about
valid
it, though.
points, Anthony.
Yeah.
Extremely valid points, and we've talked about it before. All of this new technology. It's not tried. It doesn't have a history. So when they bring out a new app, they may think it's secure, and then all of a sudden they find out, oh, well, it can be hacked, or oh, we forgot this, or oh, somebody was able to tap into it. So you do have to be cautious. You're absolutely right.
Or will it malfunction some kind of way? When you put a couple of different combinations, do you end up getting 2 or 3 things that you didn't want? And then what do you do? I mean, I don't know. I just always find the cynical route to take, that's all. All right, still to come. Back and forth. Do you know which 2 countries lead the world in COVID-19 cases? Stay with us. We'll fill you in when Bnc Now continues.